After learning that Harry swears at the Queen during the money call, Prince Edward was furious and warned the Sussexes that they were scoundrels. He thinks it was Haz that caused the Queen to become seriously ill. Prince Harry's phone calls were ignored by Charles after the Duke of Sussex swore at his father in a frustrated phone call, a new book claims. In an explosive inside account of the deterioration of the relationship between the now king and his youngest son, highly regarded royal author Robert Jobson explains how Charles became increasingly weary of the Sussexes' demands for money. He wrote in Our King, Charles III that Harry remained close to the late Queen after quitting the royal family and phoned her regularly from California. However, it troubled the Queen when he kept trying to air his grievances. Wishing not to get drawing into a row with the Duke of Sussex, the Queen instead asked him to phone his father. A source told Jobson, Her Majesty found Prince Harry's calls quite difficult and wearisome. She didn't want to interfere in the father-son relationship and would urge him to speak to his father. The phone calls between Charles and Harry are said to have been tense, with the Prince of Wales repeatedly facing demands for more money. Frustrated at the situation, the Duke of Sussex eventually lost his temper. Prince Charles simply stopped taking Harry's calls after his son swore at him and repeatedly asked for funds, according to Jobson. When the Queen asked Charles why he hadn't given in, he told her that he wasn't a bank. Despite the clashes, the now king continues to have enduring love for his son, with the book even claiming the monarch fights the Duke and Duchess's corner in conversations with aides. Jobson's book claims the continued use of the titles the Duke and Duchess of Sussex has been discussed at the highest level. The author wrote, The king is said not to be in favour, but other senior royals are less indulgent. Ultimately, despite Charles's enduring love for his son, he will come under increasing pressure if Harry continues to attack the monarchy. At that point, the king would have two options, put up with the spreading stain on his reign, or take action to limit its scope. In short, Harry and Meghan could yet find themselves demoted to Mr. and Mrs. Mountbatten Windsor of Montecito, California. Robert Jobson's new book, Our King, Charles III, The Man and the Monarch Revealed, is revealing quite a few bombshells about the royal family and dispelling many of the myths peddled by the UK press. However, there was one thing that Queen Elizabeth II was perplexed about when it came to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Jobson noted that Harry and Prince William were butting heads long before the Duchess of Sussex came into the picture, but the Duke of Sussex was more brazen about his conflict with royal life once he became involved with her. While the Queen adored Meghan and even encouraged her to continue her acting career, it was Prince Harry's head-over-heels-in-love approach to life that perplexed the monarch. She felt that his love for Meghan clouded his judgment because he became more devoted to his future wife than the palace, according to an excerpt obtained by the Daily Mail. She struggled when the couple publicly criticized how they were treated by the royal family, calling it quite mad behind the scenes. She felt that Harry was so consumed by his dedication to Meghan that he lost his sense of royal duty along the way. It was a challenge for Queen Elizabeth to communicate with her favourite grandson because there was so much baggage around the royal rift. Her Majesty found Prince Harry's calls quite difficult and wearisome. She didn't want to interfere in the father-son relationship and would urge him to speak to his father, a source told the UK outlet. It was a challenge for Queen Elizabeth to communicate with her favourite grandson because there was so much baggage around the royal rift. Her Majesty found Prince Harry's calls quite difficult and wearisome. She didn't want to interfere in the father-slash-son relationship and would urge him to speak to his father, a source told the UK outlet.